Welcome. Here we go. What are you drinking? Thanks for joining me again. Have you watched the other videos yet? Because this is video 19. Still going strong. Today I'm thinking I will get through this. I think I've gotten over the hump and now I'm starting to create new routines that don't involve alcohol. And even today when I was rubbing my face, I was like, it feels clearer. Does my face look clearer? Maybe it does. Do I look slightly healthier than what I did on my first video? Maybe. It could be all these extra tablets that I've been taking. You know about those because I spoke about them in the other videos. You know what I'm taking, don't you? So maybe it's those extra detox things that is, as well as not putting poison into my body. Yeah, who would have thought? Not poisoning my body, it will make my skin feel better. Guess what? We're going to start with a quote. Who would have knew that? You knew that. Thomas Merton. Happy is not a matter of intensity, but of balance and order and rhythm and harmony. Yeah, maybe that's what I'm getting, is a new balance. I'm not getting thrown this way and that with my drinking schedules. Thanks, Thomas Merton. I think I'm going to read one of his books soon. Is it around here? No. Be too hard to find. Can't remember what it's called. Anyway, I think I just got his book. I shouldn't be rambling about that, unless if I got the information in front of me. But anyway, there's a lot of reading that I'm getting into lately, because I've got the time to do it. So much I want to read, and I'm thinking, should I do more videos as I read through things? Me finishing this as a video series, I'm feeling a good accomplishment. And we spoke about that in our last video, finding something to do where you've got that feeling. It helps with the boredom. And I'm feeling, wow, I can do a whole book video series. So when I'm thinking about reading a new book, I'm like, maybe I should do a video series. So, wow, is this a new me? Stephen King is releasing a new book soon. I thought, oh, maybe I'll do a video series. I was like, wow, is that going to be something I do from now on? I'm enjoying doing these videos as a way to relax and unwind at the end of a day. Sit down with a book, fiction book, or a meditation book, which will be that John Merton one. But anyway, today is why tolerance is literally a buzzkill. Is she talking about that if we've got tolerance to alcohol, then it doesn't give us the buzz anymore, or we have to drink heaps. So I guess if I decide to start drinking again, I've reset my tolerance level. So maybe it's a good way that I'll save some money. Will I start drinking again? At the moment, I'm thinking I'll just continue, see how long I can go. But that's what I'm thinking today. Tomorrow, I might be thinking, I can't wait to get over this 33-day experiment so I can start drinking again, because I did have a look when this finishes, and I have some days off around that time. I'm like, oof. Continue reading, Paul. The science behind tolerance. Here we go. Do you believe that a high school tolerance... Oh, high school. Do you believe that a high alcohol tolerance is a good thing? Maybe getting new glasses will be a good thing. I used to. People would make fun of me and say I was a cheap date because I got drunk really quickly. I didn't like that, says Annie, who wrote The Alcohol Experiment. So I consciously tried to increase my tolerance so I could keep up with my co-workers or drinking friends or the first date. Other people consider high tolerance a bad thing and consciously try to decrease their tolerance so they can get drunk faster and not have to spend so much money on the same buzz. Alcohol tolerance is your body's way of trying to regulate itself in the midst of those confusing signals and the chaos that we create through drinking alcohol. Let's look at the brain science so you can see what's actually going on when you consume alcohol. Your brain has what's called a pleasure circuit, and it's made up of the prefrontal cortex and the nucleus accumbens and the ventral tegmental area, brackets VTA. Alcohol affects your prefrontal cortex and makes you feel less inhibited. It gives you temporary feelings of pleasure. Temporarily. I notice it says temporarily. Unfortunately, the more impaired your prefrontal cortex becomes, the less you're able to say no to the next drink. So the more we drink, the harder it is to stop. You're also less able to resist the numb things you think about doing or saying. Not the dumb things. It's harder to resist the dumb things that we think about doing or saying. Things would, whoop, lost my filter. An impaired prefrontal cortex is why people drive when they shouldn't. Okay, so that's why people go, oh, we'll be fine, and make silly decisions. You've damaged that part of your brain responsible for good judgment. After all, that's what your inhibitions are. Our inhibitions are a prefrontal judgment that is maybe trying to keep us safe, even socially, not even physically. As the alcohol hits your system, the VTA stimulates dopamine release. Dopamine helps you feel pleasure. You feeling pleasure? Are you drinking alcohol tonight? Or are you joining with me with my cup of tea? I've been enjoying cup of tea the last couple of nights. Haven't been doing the juice. Maybe the sugar cravings are going, because there's a lot of sugar in alcohol, as we talked about. I was really enjoying the juice. Maybe it was the sugar that my body was getting. Who knows? One of the main areas of your brain that actually registers enjoyment is the nucleus accumbens. It's not surprising that addictive substances stimulate these areas of the brain more effectively than everyday pleasures, such as taking a walk with your dog. Come on, Rufus, time for walkies. Watching a movie or enjoying a good meal. Hopefully, it's a good one. Hopefully, you or your partner can cook a good meal. You got cooking skills? In fact, addictive substances stimulate pleasure chemicals far beyond normal levels. Oof. Stimulate those pleasure chemicals. That might sound great at first, but remember that your body is always trying to protect you by maintaining homeostasis, which is keeping that balance. It wants to keep you in balance. After drinking, your inhibitions are low and your pleasure chemicals are unnaturally high. A part of your brain realizes that no good can come of that if left unchecked. He's feeling too good. We better send some depression to balance him out a bit. So, as I explained earlier, it releases a counter chemical called Norepinephrine. When you've got too many pleasurable endorphins racing through your system, your brain releases a sedative. That's why I start slurring. We've been sedated. Norepinephrine counteracts the endorphins and counteracts your ability to speak. Now, if your brain had to do this only once, it might be okay. You feel high for a little while, cue the norepinephrine, then come back down, and that's the end of it. Cool, we've been balanced. But unfortunately, we all want to keep that happy-go-lucky feeling. Oh, I've been balanced. Need some more alcohol. And our inhibitions are lowered. So as soon as we feel ourselves coming back down, what do? Order another drink. The alcohol brings you back up, but not as high as you were previously. Aha. Your brain says, uh-oh, here we go again, and releases even more norepinephrine to bring you back down. This time, you go even lower than earlier. You bring yourself back up with another drink, and your brain reacts with another hit of norepinephrine. As you become more and more numb, the endorphins don't work as well, and you never rise to that same level you were just one drink ago. So we're on a downward spiral here, trying to get the buzz from the first drink, but never buzzing that hard again. The cycle looks like this. There's a diagram. Can you see that? All right, so up, down, up, down. Oh, it's the different things. All right. Oh, the first few are a good book, falling in love, sex, a great meal, a great movie, alcohol. So all the down that's all alcohol. This is a great book, sex, good meal, and then alcohol hits. All right, we'll see what she says. Each subsequent drink helps you lower and lower until you fall well below the baseline of happiness. The happiness you started with. This is why happy drunks often wind up crying at the end of the night. I've seen people do that. They're happy, bam. So They were like, yeah, yeah, yeah. Wow. It's the neurological fact that the more alcohol you consume, the lower your pleasure dips until you are much worse off than you were when you actually started. Now, does this sound like fun? Does that sound like fun to you? I don't like the fact it's highlighting my journey of drinking through the night. I can look back and see that happening. Decreased tolerance for fun. There's even worse news. Oh, okay, let's stop. Let's stop reading. Worse news, though, because your brain is smart. When drinking for fun becomes a habit, like hitting happy hour every day after work, it can predict exactly when and how much endorphin it needs to release. Is it going to preempt our drinking and send some of those downers even before we start to go up? So I just said this, and she's going to tell me what I was fearing. So it pre-releases the stuff. It takes proactive measures to protect your life. This is how tolerance builds up. You need more alcohol to even feel that first release of endorphins because your brain has already released that countermeasure. Bummer. So maybe me wanting alcohol these last couple of weeks is my brain was already releasing that downer. And I was trying to get balanced. Maybe. Interesting. So my brain will now realize it's not going to get it. So I should start, maybe that's what I'm feeling. Like I'm saying I'm feeling really good now. Has it taken it 2 weeks for my brain to not preempt my drinking? It's like, oh, hang on, here's a change. He doesn't need those chemicals because he's not getting those chemicals. Anyway, keep reading, Paul. When your pleasure levels are artificially stimulated on a constant basis, your brain gets used to it. And soon you find you can no longer enjoy normal, everyday activities that used to make you happy. I mentioned John Mayer in a previous video. He said when he stopped drinking, everything didn't seem fun for a while, but then he said he balanced, and after a while that enjoyment came back and went up a level that he couldn't get drinking. Maybe this explains what John Mayer was trying to explain. Maybe. So, spending time with your kids, walking your dog, painting, playing guitar, none of that offers enough pleasure anymore. Your fun becomes entirely dependent on a substance that your brain has to work hard to keep from killing you. We get a fun from a substance that's killing us, and our brain and body's just trying to survive. Wow. Endorphin affects the pleasure you get from everything. That means when you build a tolerance for alcohol, you're also building a tolerance for sex and laughter and chocolate. Anything you used to find pleasing doesn't do it for you anymore. You have to return to using alcohol or maybe another drug, whatever. And you have to go to that substance of choice in a higher and higher quantities until you become more and more focused on your next drink or hit. Eventually, everyday pleasures don't even register anymore. Everyday pleasures don't even register anymore. Yeah, now that is a big deal. That everyday pleasures don't even register. Whew. What you're doing is building a tolerance for fun, a boredom threshold for life. And the worst part is you might even not even notice it's happening. Yeah, I would say I wasn't noticing and I didn't have the information to question even that. Okay. I used to wonder about those homeless drunks on the street. How could they possibly let themselves get that bad? How could they put alcohol ahead of literally everything in their life? This is how. So the drunk that you see on the street has even lost maybe the pleasure of just being in a shelter? Is that what she's saying? Just the normal things in life that we take pleasure in, they've numbed so much. Everyday pleasures don't even bring pleasure. So it's not a focus for them anymore. Crazy. Little by little, alcohol replaced everything meaningful and everything fun they used to enjoy. Alcohol replaced literally everything. Whew. So today, think back to a year or so, or maybe even further back if you've been drinking regularly for a long time. All right, what activities did you used to enjoy? What did you like to do when you were younger? Cricket, soccer, baseball, swimming, skateboarding. Try to think about when you were last engaged in that activity and had fun. Chess, Monopoly. And in those activities, who was with you? Were you laughing? How did you feel physically doing those things? How did you feel emotionally doing those things? What was it that actually made you enjoy and love those activities that you used to love doing? If you haven't done it in a long time, what made us stop? What made you stop doing family board game nights? What made you stop playing that sport? Playing squash with old school friends or whatever popped into your head. The goal here isn't necessarily for you to pick up an old hobby. I want you to notice whether your tolerance for alcohol has also rendered other activities and people less meaningful or enjoyable. Let your subconscious mind mull it over for a while. Yeah, I will definitely be thinking about this over tomorrow. Is it worth abandoning everything you think is fun and pleasurable in life for a few fleeting moments of actual artificial fun? It's not even real fun. It's like a fake fun. You know what's happening in your brain chemically now. It's not like you can simply decide to have more fun with alcohol in your system, because our system is counteracting that. So we can't just drink more. Drinking more will lead to more depression, and then drinking more will also numb happiness because of the trying to counteract, and you will not find normal happiness in everyday life. That's full on. Your brain will counteract the alcohol. It will fight against what we're trying to chase. Can we chase the buzz in different ways? We used to, but yeah, crazy. Yeah, our brain is releasing those chemicals trying to save our life, and we're trying to just hang on to some pleasure, but it's causing the opposite. Maybe all the extra calories, hangovers, and regret just aren't worth it. We get to decide. Are the calories, hangovers, and do you get regret the day after? I'm not going to drink anymore. Is there a regret there? Or is this journey worth it? Question mark. Good question. Some reflections. Oh, it's a shorter chapter. Mia, my husband came home after being away for a week, and he commented on the amount of weight I've lost. I've been eating more than ever. I'm crediting this to not drinking. No one said to me that I've lost weight or looking good lately. I'll let you know. I've been keeping an ear out for someone to say, "Oh, you look healthy, Paul." Hasn't happened yet. Maybe this week. I really hadn't noticed, so she hadn't noticed, Mia. So I've been busy. He said I looked better too. Not that I want to define myself by what others say, but this was definitely motivation to continue. Terry says, my greatest passions in life are reading. Yay, go readers. Creativity, writing poems, and drawing. Having fun adventures with my friends in the bush, and being dramatic with my friends and sisters. We always make up funny skits and have a laugh. They're a bit of a dramatic family. I was on the phone with my sister last night reminiscing, and told her that we'd had so much fun without booze when we were younger. We were just free and in the moment. What sort of things did you do with your siblings or your friends when you were in primary school and early high school without alcohol? If we could be that way then, we can do it now. What a profound realization. Terry. We used to enjoy life and get happiness. I used to skateboard when I was young, or go out and throw some hoops with basketball. I'd do those things. I still haven't gone to the gym. Maybe I used to run and get what they call a runner's high. Haven't run since I've been drinking more. So that would make sense why that has stopped. Running and this alcohol thing doesn't make... I should maybe get back into running. We'll see if I get to the gym. Step 1. Well, what did you do when you were younger? What were some things that you did 5, 7, 10 years ago that brought some of that buzz, some feeling alive? Some of my feeling alive has left. Reading this chapter has really highlighted that. And it makes sense. Now we know what's chemically happening. It's the same for you. The alcohol, when we hit the alcohol buzz, it does automatically go down to here. You saw the graph. Whew. So with those chemicals, it does bring a depression. Your brain is depressing you. So tomorrow, let's deal with that. We'll go into dealing with depression. Thanks for joining me. If you made it this far, put a little emoji down the bottom of what sport you used to play. Soccer, cricket. Try and find a sporty emoji. So when I see the sporty emojis, I'll know that you've made it this far. Is there a skateboard in there? Or a basketball? Put one of them on there. Or what sport you used to play. Emoji time. Emoji it down there. Sports. What sports did you play? Or if you didn't play a sport, find an arty one. The paint. Or find an emoji that expresses for you what you used to do to get a buzz when you were young, or even just 5 years ago. Find an emoji, look through it and go, oh, even the emojis, look through the emojis, and it could rekindle something that you used to do, or give you an idea of something to try. Let's get sporty emojis, art emojis, whatever emoji connects with what you used to do. Peace out. See you tomorrow.